Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going deep into the Andes Mountains of South America to explore a wondrous superfood known by the Incas as quinoa. They held the food to be sacred and referred to it as the mother of all grains. The Inca emperor would traditionally sow the first seeds of the season using ceremonial golden implements. It's a lightly textured grain, tastes kind of nutty, and has a higher protein content than any other grain. And it's really not a grain, but a seed from a plant that's related to spinach and chard. We call it a grain because it looks like one and you use it like one. You cook it like rice and can substitute it for any grain in a recipe. It has amazing health properties as well. It contains all the essential amino acids we need, which makes it a complete protein. Today I'm going to show you how to incorporate this fantastic super grain in any meal. We're going to start by cooking a basic amount. Just like rice, you use a basic 2-to-1 ratio of liquid to grain. You want to rinse it really well though, because the outer coating contains saponins, which are very bitter tasting. So what you want to do is you take your quinoa and you put it into a fine mesh strainer like this one. Be sure you rinse it under the faucet until it runs clear, because those saponins are very, very bitter and will make it just ruin your dish. You don't want to do that. So you're going to want to drain it really well and then put it in your pot. And you're going to see here, I have some quinoa that I've already rinsed. It really plumps up when you cook it. So use a bigger pot than you think you're going to need. So you'll just pour your quinoa right into your pot once you've rinsed it. And then, this was just 1 cup. You're going to think it's bigger than that, but that was 1 cup. Then you're going to add 2 cups of water. And I might use a broth if I'm using a different dish. For breakfast dishes and for a plain basic recipe, I'll just do water. Then I'll take a pinch of salt and put in here, and always remember to use sea salt, 25% less sodium, so that's a really good one. Just cover that. You're going to want to bring that to a boil, cover it, and then put it down to a simmer. We'll just put that on right there. And you're going to want to cook it about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the humidity in your environment. It turns out fluffy and perfect every time. Or you can use your rice cooker if you have one. That works great as well. That's the way I like to do it because it's so easy. Now, for a healthy, high-protein breakfast, this is all you have to do. You're going to make your quinoa, whether you do it stovetop or in your rice cooker, and I'll show you how fluffy and beautiful that is when it's cooked, like this. So we're going to take this, nice and fluffy, just simply spoon it into your cereal bowl. Just think of this as a hot grain cereal. Your family will never know the difference. Take it just like this, a nice big, think of this as, oh, what I'm doing for my family. It's fantastic. Take your quinoa. And now you can just go for it. Try anything your family likes. I like toppings like a little bit of rolled oats. Just gives it a nice crunch. Helps your cholesterol as well. Then toppings like sliced almonds, whatever nuts your family likes. I love to put some almonds, and I like pecans. Richard loves pecans, so I always add pecans to his. And then berries. Don't forget your berries. This is a good way to get those in your diet. A few raspberries for antioxidants, some blackberries, and maybe a couple of strawberries. Oh, these fruits in season are so beautiful. I just love having the fresh fruits at the market right now. That's great. And then a little bit of milk, perhaps soy milk, whatever your family likes. I like soy milk or rice milk, as it's really healthy. Just top it with a little bit of cream like that. This is soy milk today. And you have the most healthy breakfast ever. You know, quinoa is especially good for you seniors, as it's high in lysine, which is essential for tissue repair and a great brain food. It's high in fiber as well. It's also good for the diabetic because it's a low glycemic index and is a great source of magnesium. And since it's gluten-free, it's a good choice for people with gluten sensitivities. Now for lunch, let's make a cold quinoa Mediterranean salad. After you cook your quinoa, you want to chill it for a little bit. Put it right into the mixing bowl you want to serve out of like this. Works fantastic. Simply mix a couple cloves of garlic, crushed or minced. I like mine chopped up really fine. Put that in there. Then we've got a half a cup of chopped green onions or scallions. They give it such a good flavor as well, don't they? So I'll just kind of mix my onions in a little bit because I like my salad mixed up really well. Then I'm going to add some vegetables, and this is where you can have fun with the salad. You can mix with whatever vegetables your family likes. I'm going to go for 1.5 cups of cherry tomatoes halved. They're fresh this time of year and just fantastic. Then we've got 3/4 cup of cucumbers peeled and chopped. They give it such a good flavor as well. I mean, your family is going to die for this one. They're going to love it. Then I add a 1/2 cup of sliced radishes for that cruciferous vegetable. Really high in vitamin C, great antioxidants. Now for some fresh herbs. I like to start with mint. You're going to be so surprised at how mint gives such an exotic flavor to this dish. So I've got chopped fresh mint, cilantro, and Italian parsley. Now we just blend that all in, mix that up really well. It smells so good already. I can smell these. Oh, the herbs are just wonderful. I love growing mint too. That's something you can just step outside and snip off in your garden, come in and cook with it. Okay, now for the dressing. This is so easy. Simply take the juice of a lemon. I always like to squeeze my lemons out like this really good too. Slice it in half. If you don't have one of these, you need to get one. This is the best way to squeeze your lemons ever because you don't get the seeds and it gets all that lemon juice. Take that and squeeze right into your salad. And I'm going to want about 1/4 cup, so I'm going to use an entire lemon. If you don't have a big one, you're going to want to use 2 small ones because you want to make sure you get enough lemon juice in this. Ooh, did you see that? It's wonderful. It smells good too. All right, then we'll do about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil or walnut oil. That's my favorite. So I'm just going to take some olive oil and drizzle right in here and then mix it all up. So good. All right, I'm going to stir that around and get that mixed up good, just like that. And then I'm just going to gently fold in about 3/4 cup of sliced black olives and some feta cheese crumbles like this. They're just wonderful. You don't want to stir that too much. Just kind of gently fold that in. Oh, this salad is just beautiful, isn't it? Then you're going to want to season it with just a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, just like that, and a pinch of sea salt. Remember, sea salt is the best. You want a little bit less sodium. It's 25% less sodium than regular salt. Okay. Beautiful salad. This is really good to cover, put in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes or overnight, and the flavors just meld. But you can serve it right away as well. It's still good. So what I like to do when I serve this, I like to get my plate, spread out baby spinach, whatever lettuce your family likes. I like baby spinach because I want the iron content. I like the deep, dark green leafies. They're so much healthier. Then we'll take our salad and we'll just mound it up right onto the plate, just like this. Oh, how pretty. And this makes a beautiful entree salad. That's a complete meal just like that. Isn't that just beautiful? And it's as healthy as it is pretty. Just fantastic. For dinner, let's make a quick quinoa pilaf with curry for a side dish. I'll start with 1 cup quinoa that's rinsed really well. Put that right into my pan. And now remember what I told you earlier, you've got to use a bigger pan than you think. Use at least 1.5 quart saucepan and you'll be fine, okay? I'm going to cook that in 2 cups vegetable broth for a little extra flavor. I'll just kind of stir that around a little bit. Now this is so easy. This is so easy. You've got to do this. To that, I simply add a teaspoon of curry powder and a teaspoon of ground ginger. Kind of mix that up a little bit. I'm going to add a pinch of sea salt. That's all there is to it. Now I'm just going to turn on my burner and let that come to a boil. Then I'm going to cover it. Let that simmer 15 to 20 minutes. Now I told you to cook that for 15 minutes, right? But I need to let you know that it might take up to 20 minutes. So don't be afraid to just cook it according to the humidity in your home. When it's ready, let's check and see how well it's done. We'll simply stir in. Oh, that looks good. We'll just stir in our raisins and cashews, and oh, is it going to be good. Cashews give it a great flavor. I'll stir that up and pour into my serving bowl. How easy is that? That looks good. Now, if curry isn't your family's thing, I urge you to try this dish anyway. It is just fantastic. The health benefits are outstanding. I didn't used to like curry either, but my youngest daughter opened my eyes to its powerful health benefits. We know curry's popular in India, and they have 1/4 the Alzheimer rates of the United States. Curry's also a COX-2 inhibitor, which is calming and soothing to our systems. This pilaf makes a delicious and delicate side dish to complement any meal. Thanks so much for being with me today as we've explored yet another country's healing foods. For today's recipes and tips on cooking quinoa, log on to my website, print off and enjoy. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back for more of your health.